Welcome to another episode of the podcast. I'm Monroe, and with me, as always, is Claire. Claire, how you doing?
Not great.
Why?
Because I just saw the first two episodes of and what can't even remember the name of it. What is it called? And Just Like That, HBO, Sex and the City.
It's not good, or what?
It's good. I'm just was bawling my eyes out 2 minutes ago.
Was it? Oh, really? Was it
Yeah.
Is it nostalgia or is it like character development?
Character development.
Well, what's happening? Tell me.
I can't tell you. It's a spoiler.
I don't care.
I can't tell you.
Spoiler alert for the Sex and the City reboot / sequel.
No, I can't say spoilers.
Why?
I don't know. What if people wanted to watch? To watch
that's why
it?
there's a spoiler alert. Tell me.
Fine, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Big dies. He dies.
That's a big one. I can't believe you just spoiled that.
You told me. He fucking died.
How did he die?
He has a heart attack.
That is, wow.
Yes.
And was Carrie there? He didn't have a heart attack.
I'm gonna cry.
That's okay. That's why I got you the napkin.
Try not to ruin my makeup here. No, I mean, she wasn't there, but she could have been there, and that was part of the struggle or whatever.
Wow.
And
were they together?
Of course, they were together.
Oh, so they were married?
They're married. Yeah, they were hanging out, and then
did they have kids?
No, because she was 40 something when they got married. I think.
Yeah, it's too late, right?
I guess
Basically.
so. I don't think she wanted any. I don't think the character wanted any. And then,
the character. The episode ended with him dying.
The first one, yes.
The first episode.
Yes, he's why did they do that?
And you didn't, as someone who follows the show, and the news and all that, you didn't know that was going to happen?
No, they didn't give all the previews that you see from the show are from the first episode prior to that. So they didn't give you anything in the previews. You just think it's gonna be all fun again.
Oh wow, that's sad. I'm sorry, man. He's dead. They brought him back to die.
They did.
That's brutal. I wonder what that means for Carrie. How long before she's sleeping with another dude?
Oh, I don't know.
I give it 3 episodes.
No, I don't think so. I think she was pretty serious about him.
I give it 3 episothort There'll be some.
Why
other
did you make me say that?
I didn't know it was that. I was like, what could it possibly be? I thought you were gonna be like, Miranda got a haircut.
Well, they do talk about her hair.
See, I didn't know that. I was in the ballpark.
They did talk about her hair. Look, the first episode is pretty cool. They introduce a lot of new characters, and I like that. A lot of non-binary characters, a lot of people of color in there.
Takes place in New York.
New York. Oh, so pretty.
Has the comedian Bobby Lee came out yet? I know he's in it. He's been filming.
Which one? What does he look like?
Little Korean dude.
Yeah, he came out.
Oh,
So
cool.
he's on a podcast. So Carrie's on a podcast.
Interesting.
And so she's and that's where, and Miranda's character's that's where I draw the line at podcasts. No. And it's just so funny because we're going to do this today. But that's part of her job, is to be on a podcast and they talk about sexual things and whatnot. And he came out as the other, I guess they weren't interviewing her, but not a co-host, but someone to go off of.
Yeah.
But he came out for a minute. I guess he came out of himself because I couldn't find him on IMDb.
Interesting. Well, he is a comedian in real life, and he has a podcast.
Yeah, and the podcast. Oh, okay. So the podcast host is, what's her name? Sarah Ramirez. I think that's her name. Well, she's the one from Grey's Anatomy. I don't think that's her pronouns, but was on Grey's Anatomy. So I think she's non-binary in real life, but on the podcast she's also non-binary, but she's a host and she's also a comedian. I don't know her pronouns. Sorry.
When did these episodes come out?
Today. Yes.
Wow. I thought it
you
came
would
out
have to scratch this whole thing.
I thought it came out last Friday.
No, probably at midnight, I guess, but today.
Wow, you couldn't wait. 2 episodes at once.
Yeah, and it's every Thursday.
How many episodes do you think that they're gonna go?
I don't know. I don't want to look.
That's cool.
I don't want to look.
That's cool. Wow. Well, thanks for the news. I appreciate that. I would have canceled the podcast if I was you.
What do you mean?
I would have been like, I can't do it. Big died. I can't do it. And I would have been like, oh, fuck. It's all good. We'll push this back. For real. Explains why you were late.
Well, no. I mean, I just had like meetings, a lot of meetings today.
Oh, yeah. Me too. A lot of meetings.
All my like workout
I had
back.
so many meetings. I was there for all of them.
Did you?
So many. And I made it a priority, and I was there. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm a model employee, I like to think.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
2 kids, 2 dogs, 2 jobs.
Oh my gosh.
That's
At least
tagline.
you don't have 2 girlfriends.
Thank God.
I'm sure that would be trouble.
I couldn't do that.
No?
Why?
Was enough?
Why would I sign up for another girlfriend?
I don't know. Why does anybody?
It's easier just to have a side piece.
I guess it's kind of
A
the same
girlfriend?
thing.
I gotta be there and watch an
God.
episode of Sex and the City here with you, and then with her.
You didn't even watch
Fuck
this
that.
with me.
I'd watch it with you.
You
and then
didn't.
I would, but like in the middle of the day.
You watch fucking. I don't know
We
what.
never watch stuff in the middle of the day.
I couldn't wait. This is my Matrix 4 here.
I thought this was like your AEW Dynamite.
Okay, my AEW Dynamite. That's what it is. That's if it were at 12 p.m. Would you be watching it?
With you, yeah.
No, if
12.
wrestling was at 12 p.m. at noon, would you be watching it?
Yeah.
So I had also there's spoilers and
Yeah.
I didn't want to get it ruined.
I heard you in the kitchen. I was in the other room, and you were like, "Oh my God!" And I was like, "What is this wrestling? She's watching?"
Oh yeah, that's definitely you.
That's you.
And then it's me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also with Law and Order when fucking that new one came out, Organized Crime.
Yeah.
Or when just Stabler came back on
Yeah.
SVU. That was crazy.
Yeah. So let's talk about this year, 2021. Because here we are. We're at the end of it. And it's probably too much for one podcast, and that's okay. We don't have to hit everything. But a lot of crazy things happened this year.
Yes.
Stabler came back. I was in Portland, and I saw the episode live on terrestrial television on NBC when he came out on Law and Order Special Victims Unit.
No, you were here, weren't you?
No, because I remember like his wife was in a car accident, right?
Oh yeah, you weren't here.
No, I was in Portland.
I was screaming by myself. Okay.
Yeah, and I think it came out on either a Wednesday or a Thursday.
Thursday.
Okay, a
Thursday.
Thursday. Yeah. So I was over there. This was either late March, early April.
Yeah.
So Stabler came back. I'm hearing an echo. Sorry. That's huge.
Mm-hmm.
We went to New York City, and our first ever travel vacation thing.
Together, yeah.
I had not traveled for pleasure ever until this year. And I've been everywhere.
Yeah.
I got fired from the place that I worked.
Uh-huh.
The next week after we went to New York. What a coincidence. The month before that, in Texas, we had Snowmageddon.
Oh my gosh.
Snowvid.
I put that out of my mind.
Snowpocalypse. I don't throw the word bleak around a lot, but shit got bleak.
Yeah.
It was not fun. It was dark there. We were boiling water. Look, first world problems, right? But I was thinking, I don't think we can do this for 6 to 8 weeks. If need be, Texas electricity never came back or some crazy shit. I'm like, what's going to happen to HEB?
Right.
If HEB collapses here, we're doomed.
Yeah.
We're fucked. That was a dark time. During that time, I was working with that company I was working with, and a company reached out to me by the name of Sizzle from TikTok. They paid me $2-3 grand when I was working with them, and that didn't work out, and that was giving me crazy anxiety.
Okay.
I was still freelancing on the side. I think the last wedding, I did a couple weddings early this year.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's a stressful job career arc for me this year. There was a while where I was unemployed, filed for unemployment, never said that publicly, but I did, and decided to triple down in freelance services. And for about 6 months, independent contractor, freelance, Indie Darlings was really doing that. got lucky, got another job. I'm working with Freedom Learning Group right now. It's excellent. I like the people that I work with. I have no problem with the people that I work with. That's how you want it.
Right.
Started working essentially full-time for Blended Sense. What a crazy opportunity. It's been ups and downs for me. I've had crazy weeks where I'm working 60, 70-hour weeks. I'm having PTSD dreams, super fun stuff. Started seeing a therapist this year. CM Punk came back. Evanescence and Kanye West dropped an album this year.
Oh, yeah.
Kanye West changed his name this year.
Yeah.
New Matrix movie coming out. Bo Burnham's Inside fucked me up. I got to go back to my first live event since Tool.
Oh, yeah.
January 2020. I got to see an AEW Dynamite live. I'm going to AEW Dynamite next Wednesday in Dallas. Winter is coming. It's just been a crazy year. Coming from 2020, the worst year of all time.
Right.
And 2020 wasn't even that terrible for us.
It wasn't. Not on a personal level, yeah.
Not on a personal level. So many people, wasn't great for them.
Yeah.
It's just been, that's just the abridged version of this year, kind of the greatest hits. But what about for you? What has your journey been like? What have you been doing? How would you encapsulate 2021 and put it in a nutshell?
I don't like to reminisce or, talk about the past. I don't know. I just don't, right? So I don't normally have these things you can spitball these things that happened and I have to kind of think about it. I really enjoyed New York. I didn't expect that to be at first, right? But really loved it.
Didn't expect to go or to enjoy it?
To go. Oh, I fucking enjoyed it, right?
What were some highlights of New York for you?
The museums. MoMA was a really big one that I had to go. The Met. Oh my god! And next time we go, I would prefer to dedicate one day to each museum, just because there's so much to see. Mm-hmm. Also Sex and the City, Carrie's apartment. That was a big one. Also, I wish I spent more time there. It's just really steps, right? So it's not like you can go in there or anything.
I enjoyed that. That was really fun. Taking a cab. What is that place called? Midtown? I don't know.
It's not. It's Lower Manhattan.
Yeah, Lower Manhattan.
Somewhere Lower Manhattan. Yeah.
Yeah.
So New York
I was way off. I don't fucking know.
Was great. So I spent my birthday there, so that was great.
Empire State Building.
Empire State Building. Yeah, that was fun too. After that, I still, this whole past year, my anxiety's been really high, and it's high right now, and it's always high. I just don't know how to relax. And so I've been struggling with that. So trying to get that under control, I think this year has been it's been good, but there's also been a lot of downs. Like my friend passing away, right? That happened in the summer, and I don't like to talk about it, but that happened. So that was pretty sad. Still sad about it. This past couple of months, just working on my anxiety, trying to, I don't know if I've said this on the podcast, but I've said it other places. I have IBS, so that trying to control that, trying to eat better. So far, it's been kind of working. Just scared to eat other things now. But it ties into the anxiety, so I'm trying to work on those two things. So, outside of that, my career has just been there. I still have my job. Probably not gonna quit soon. I know I talked about that a lot. But it's really helped me not be anxious or worrisome about money. So I just feel like it's a good security. It's there. Although I would love to quit, but I don't have, financially I can't do that. And it just doesn't make sense right now. Been working on the Etsy shops. Those have been taking off. What else? I don't know if I'm missing anything.
That's interesting.
A lot of ups and downs also.
Yeah, Indie Darlings has been the most profitable
Yeah.
And we're in year 2 or 3.
2?
Wow.
19? No, 18, 19. I don't.
2019.
I don't even know.
So 2 years.
2 years. Yeah.
And I'm really happy about that. I'm really happy about that. Sorry, this echo. It's terrible.
I mean, I'm just trying to like make more things, and I think that's like the goal going into next year. It's just make more things.
Well, you had another shop, is what I was gonna say, and that's been making money.
That one took off. Like I didn't.
But that's really good.
Yeah, I didn't expect. So I had a really slow start with Indie Darlings on Etsy, and this one I was like, okay, like we'll take it slow, and then especially like over the holidays, I had like the most orders. I had maybe like 14 orders, mostly sticker orders, but that was a lot for me, right? Like over one weekend. And so just really growing those two, but I mean, like I wish I could spend more time like sitting down and drawing, but it's just, it takes up so much energy to do that. And I like just don't have the patience for that right now. But, working on, like I try to find things that won't, like if I want to create something like a drawing, I try to find a way that's like, will take a short amount of time, or drawings that are like won't take 2 or 3 days, because I can work on a drawing for like days and then it's just exhausting after that point. But if I can work on like little drawings once a day, that kind of makes it easier. I don't know if you know what I mean.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't make drawings, don't really make designs. I'm pretty terrible at everything. I thought about this on my walk today. I've always said I'm mediocre at best, but my mediocrity is better than a lot of people's mediocrity.
What do you mean?
Like my average, my decence, I'm a C+.
Okay.
But my C+ is better than I think most people's C+. And so my equivalent to this plight that you have is making videos, making short form videos, shorts, reels, TikToks, whatever. And if I can do 3 or 5 little shorts a day, that feels really good. It feels like I did something.
Yeah, it's like what did you call it? Like not low content, but like
low effort content.
Low effort, yes, stuff like that. I think that is definitely worth trying for a lot of people, because it's just, I mean, whatever you do, you know. Because you could take so much time into like putting an hour or 2 or 3 hours into one video, and then you see like no return. And that, to me, that like if I do that for a drawing, it just makes me feel bad afterwards. Like I see no like sales or nobody likes it, then I feel bad about it, and it's discouraging. But when you take like 30 minutes or like an hour or a short amount of time, then you're like, okay, if nothing happens with it, then that's fine. It's just kind of like, I don't know.
It's taken me 5-6 years to really let that go. You know, I've documented this on the podcast before. I've talked about it with Dave Knopp. Being a filmmaker, you're so precious about everything. Mm-hmm. The dialogue, the composition, the color, everything. So much so that I let a YouTube career pass me by in 2005, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Because I was like, I don't want to be YouTube famous. I'm a filmmaker. And it's just, that was so stupid.
Look at everybody now.
I know. And I've had to just let it go, man. And it was hard. And I feel like I'm fighting above my weight class because I'm a hoity-toity, artistic, pretentious douchebag. And so when I'm doing TikToks, it's like nothing to me. It's like inhale, exhale.
Right.
And I think for other people, they try really, really hard. And I'm
That's
like,
That's me.
I'm trying to try less and less.
Yeah. And like
because I've seen the diminishing returns of what you're talking about. Putting so much thought and passion into a thing, putting 18 months into a thing, and then being like, is this all there is? You get 2,000 views or whatever. You make $500 for 18 months?
Yes.
Forget about it. And
like, you know, you mentioned TikTok. For me, it's really hard to be on TikTok, like to make a TikTok, because I'm not used to filming myself, like packaging orders. I mean, this whole thing took what, like an extra, like I sat down here and then it was like another 10 minutes before we started talking, and and all that, like that I just can't do. Like when they say document everything, and I'm trying to, and I have all these sounds saved on TikTok so that I can use for a video, but it's like I got to do the setup, I've got to make sure all the lights are right, I got to plan it out, like how my hands are going to look and all that. It's a whole lot of work. It's not easy, and I can't. And then there's just that part, and then the other part of like me talking into the camera, which I really want to do, and I'm gonna try to do more because I think I'm trying to be more authentic. I'm trying to just like be myself without giving a fuck what anybody thinks, and just say whatever I want, do whatever I want. And I think a part of that is me putting myself out there a little bit more, like on TikTok, and just saying what I want to say. But it takes me like 5 tries to make a video. Like I don't know. Just like I keep stopping myself, and then I'll re-record, and then maybe I'm being precious about it.
Yeah.
But I guess maybe it gets easier too. I imagine it gets easier the more you do it.
Well, this goes back to like this learning curve that I've had to learn over the past couple of years. After I don't want to say gave up on filmmaking, I didn't, but after I went from filmmaking to making stuff online, I had to accept that YouTube is not your portfolio. And stuff can exist there forever, but there's a shelf life to everything. And TikTok came around, and I really liked the shelf life of content on TikTok. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm going to make something, and it's going to be there for a day, maybe a week, and I can just do the next thing. I'm all about the next thing.
Yeah.
So I would tell you, it just upload it. It doesn't matter because you can do better next time.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's there forever, and I think that
it doesn't have to be there forever.
And so, like, I like Instagram stories more because I don't have to go back and watch my own shit. Like, I can't. Well, I could, right? But like, other people can't go back and watch it, right?
Yeah.
Especially me, right? I can't really go back and like watch it. So if I want to be like stupid for a minute, and have that out there, then it just goes away the next day, right? And then I forget about it. But I'm trying to do that with TikTok. But then, like, there's times where I just want to like have to do the whole face, the hair. Because I don't normally have my hair down. I don't normally have it down.
So this authentic thing. This is what I love about chicks that are on TikTok. They don't care. So I like the ones that are like AOC is a great example of someone who's like making dinner, no makeup. She's a fucking.
You're blocking the camera.
Sorry.
With her.
She's a politician. What is her?
Yeah,
she's in the House of Representatives or a senator or whatever.
I
the fuck she is.
I don't know her title. Sorry, I don't know.
Alderman, whatever she is, but she's out there. She's scrutinized more than we'll ever be, and I think it's cool. Her hair's down. She doesn't give a fuck. Or sometimes she's gaming. That's authentic. That's what people really respond to.
No, yeah, and I agree.
I would encourage you to care less.
I'm trying. And I mean, like, I think I have like 2 TikToks where the last 2 I don't have makeup on. So, I mean, and this is video.
Also,
and
there's beauty filters as well.
Yes, but and this is video. So I was like even debating, like, do I put makeup on for this?
Well, this is...
and this is video, and it's a little bit, there's more production here.
Yeah, and it'll be repurposed and all that. There'll be clips and whatnot. I look at TikTok as like Twitter, like video Twitter, a place for brain droppings.
Yeah. And I love the people who just are in their pajamas, and they're like women who just like, hey, this is me in my underwear, right?
Yeah.
All body type. So, and I love that about TikTok.
Yeah. For me, the low effort is, this isn't going to be a 12-minute monologue, or it's not going to be a
right.
short film that I spent $2,000 on. It's just, here's my message. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Sometimes I'll write a note. I'll just say what's on the note. Sometimes I won't even look at the camera, and I publish it. That's it. Just got to get it out.
Right. Sometimes I feel like I don't have those types of messages, or like people have story times. I don't really have stories. So I really don't have things to pick from, I guess. Not really.
Well, you're an artist, so...
Right, there's that.
Me, I'm like on this... I was going to say I'm on this break from making a movie, but it's not that. It's like I'm living a life. You have to live. Terrence Malick was like on a 20-year break after Badlands, and then he did Thin Red Line or something. That was like a 20, 25 year, 30 break.
Oh, he did that one. Yeah.
I think it was Badlands. And I'm just living life right now. I will make a movie in the future, and I've had to be okay with that too. It's like I became a new dad, and I was like, well, I don't want to give up on my dream, and I struggled with that, and it's like, well, I'm not giving up. So I do have things to say,
right.
But it's like I'm sculpting in real time, and I just get these. It's like what would have been a tweet, just made a piece of content on TikTok.
Yeah.
And more people see it.
And it's a good.
I got 1 like on Twitter. I got 19 followers. I just created a Twitter. 19 followers, but on TikTok,
What do you mean? You already have a Twitter.
I had 19 followers. Just when CM Punk came back,
Oh, right. Okay.
I didn't reactivate it.
You made a whole new one?
Yeah, because I deleted it.
What? Okay. Did you change your name? Or was your name still available?
And my name was still available, yeah.
Oh, okay.
But I just take these. You tweet.
I tweet a lot.
Man or trash. Just do that on TikTok
that.
or whatever.
Okay.
That's it. And 6 to 15 seconds, maybe 45 seconds. Sometimes a minute and a half. I'll go. That's it. Then I have to not care.
Yeah.
And I engage with that community. Also, there's duetting and stitching.
Oh yeah.
It's like
I feel like
not work.
The stitching is probably the easiest thing for anybody to do.
Yeah.
Because it's just add your 2 cents in there.
What's deeply interesting to me about TikTok right now is not everybody's on it.
That's
People are
true.
still like, ew, TikTok, that dancing app. They don't know
None of my coworkers are on it
yet.
So
That's the difference. Yet. Once everybody's on it, there hopefully will be a new thing that'll be niche and cool and weird. That's what I like. Like I've learned, man, I was there early YouTube. I remember me and my friends made a movie review. It got 50,000 views overnight. Like
wow.
YouTube, it was nothing.
A movie review.
Yeah, we reviewed this bad movie, and back then you could make video responses and like stitches. They would show up at the bottom of your YouTube video. So before we knew it, there were people who would keep responding to us. And I got creeped out. I was like, I don't want to do this again because I don't want to be known as the guy who bashed this movie. I'm a filmmaker. That's the way I saw it. And same thing with Vine. I let that pass me by. Guys like Logan Paul and other people ended up pivoting that, took their momentum, took it to someplace else and made money.
Yeah.
And I was like, Knives, just not create the following, but like build a community, love them, lift that up, and you can take that with you wherever. They can come and listen to your podcast. If you drop a movie, they can watch that, support that. If you create a Patreon, they can support that. Like, I don't know why I didn't see things that way in 2006, 7, 8. And I'm not going to let this gold rush of attention on TikTok right now pass me by.
Right.
It's never been easier to make an impact.
True.
I like that anyways. 2022. It's weird to say.
Yeah.
2022. Yeah. Let's end it on this. What do you hope for 2022? What do you want from yourself? What do you want from your life?
I don't want to say like I'm tapped out right now.
You'll feel better after the holidays.
Yeah, I think I'm just like lingering a little bit, which is okay because I'm not putting a lot of pressure on myself to do anything or be anyone or whatever right now because it's the holidays, just trying to get through Christmas, and then I can, regroup afterwards. I don't know. I haven't even really thought about it. I guess like make more stuff. Like make more stuff, but like how much pressure do I really want to put on myself, right? Like what am I putting all this pressure on myself for, right? It's just me. Work is pretty chill, so that's never stressful. So I'm glad about that.
You're very lucky. We've talked about that on the podcast before. Some people work in a very toxic ass environment, and so at least you like the people you work with. And
yeah, definitely.
At least it's low stakes.
Yeah, and so that's there. I don't know. I'm not usually have a lot of goals, but I mean, I'm already working on myself as much as I can right now. I guess I really want to get rid of my anxiety. I don't know if that's possible because it comes and goes, and then it comes, and then I'm freaking out, and then it'll go away. So I don't know. I guess maybe just work on my anxiety a little bit better. I always want to travel a little bit more, but with the anxiety doesn't help. I guess just get in a better place mentally. Like even better place. But yeah. What about you?
That's a worthy goal. Well, real quick on your anxiety, I don't know if you can ever diminish it. Like the way our brains are, we're apes. We're supposed to be anxious about things. Because the truth is, the world out there sucks dick. And it's crazy. And there's crazy shit out there. Shit's crazy. Don't forget that.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to encourage your anxiety by any means, but it's just like, it's there for a reason to tell you this we don't like. And I think that's okay sometimes.
No, and I get that, but I mean...
It sucks when it stops you from doing stuff you want to do.
Yeah, that's what it does. And I mean, it's leaving the house and going places. Part of the IBS, part of maybe just being home all the time. So I try to leave as much as I can, even if it's just to like the store really quick. But like, my body is the one that like my mind. I keep like, have to like calm myself down. But it's my body. Like I physically react to it, which is really annoying because I don't have CBD right now. So I think that might help. Yeah,
we should get some.
I mean, we definitely need to get some. But like, I feel like once I get that under control, then I'll feel like way better. Because all the other things I can kind of get a handle on. Yeah. But what are you gonna do in 2022?
I'm not a trustworthy source.
What do you mean?
Even for my own life. Like,
I mean, would you have any like plans or goals, or is there something you want to accomplish?
I don't. Yeah, but I don't like. 2020 really burned us all, and like having two crazy goals, I do want to make a movie.
You say that like every year, like all the time.
Yeah.
You say that.
Yeah. That's like my light at the end of the tunnel. Because life sucks dick. You're in a dick suck tunnel. And there's light at the end of it. And for me, it's usually making a movie. But I want to lower the stakes. Sorry to interrupt. I don't need to make a 2-hour epic. I don't need to make a 90-minute movie. I can make a 15-minute movie, Knives, that you film on a weekend. Relax. Chill, Knives. I just love directing actors, and I like make-believe sometimes. And I like when an actor, because you set up the situation so well, they're gone. They disappear. They're into the thing. Mm-hmm. If you put the camera in the right place and it's lit well, you did something really special. It's a transcendent thing, and it's beautiful. It's hard to do that in your office, on a phone. It's not the same. Not the same nut. And I want to squirt all over the place. Like, that's just the truth. Okay. Like, that's what I live for.
Right.
So I've been dusting off some scripts. Next year is the 10th anniversary of Her Dop. And I'm like, if I ever wanted to remake it, this is the time.
Would you remake it?
Not remake it like, this is the real version. It would be like, it would be, it's not a, yeah, it is a remake. It's not like the other one doesn't count. I don't want to discount that. To me, it's about, look at them together, the companion pieces. I need to talk to Dave about it, because I can't do it without his blessing. And I would love to do it. Here I am saying this in public. But I'd love to do it with his cooperation somehow.
Right.
His participation.
He's got time.
He's got time.
Does he?
He does.
I don't know.
But, I was looking at the script and I'm like, oh my God, like a boy wrote this. Child wrote this.
Yeah, you would do that again, or do you have another script that you would?
Features are crazy, man.
Or like a whole other ass movie.
So I have a whole other ass movie, and I got stuck in the second act, and I was like, well, let me just cut to the third act and turn this into a short. Because I never do that. I never make short films, Claire.
I know, Knives.
Do you? I never do.
Well, you don't have any. One. You just got one.
Not really. I mean, I've helped other people make short films, but I don't think in shorts. I think in
I would prefer
universes.
If I made another film, I would do a short. Maybe even shorter than fucking 15 minutes. Just to like
get it like
out of the way.
2, 3, 4 minute short at this point is starting to look interesting to me. So I talk a big game, and I talk about filmmaking stuff all the time out there, and it's like, what do I have to show for it, you know? And I have this incredible equipment. I love it. I love podcasting. I want to be more in the spotlight with that next year.
I mean, we definitely have...
Because next year will also be...
make more podcasts.
Yeah, I want to do that.
We're really bad. We're really bad at it. I don't know. I'm really bad at it as like scheduling it. And
I blame myself.
it.
I blame myself. It's all my fault. I don't like saying this. It's just the truth. No, I'll say it. I have to learn how to be okay with it's like in my own head, my depression is an attention whore. And it gets everything it wants at my expense. And I suffer because of that. And I'd love if these manic episodes were shorter. Because it's an apocalypse every time for me. And I have to pick up the pieces and replant and refarm and regrow and create a whole new foundation every single time after these crazy episodes. And it's like, it's hard to do anything. Why are you just nodding like that?
I'm just agreeing.
Yeah. So, above all, to answer your question, I do want to better myself as well and to be in a better place. I suspect I'll be traveling crazy places next year, even overseas. That's what it sounds like. I think there's a Japan thing next year. There's a Germany thing. There's an England thing. There's like a Belgium thing. There's a London thing. There's crazy things. Germany. It's like, wow, how can you say no to that? I feel like I'm in the prime of my career to make money, to be relevant, and I don't want to waste that.
I can see that, yeah.
I don't want to waste it. And I want to be there for my kids. And Aiden's, driving now.
Ugh.
He's going to become more independent. He's going to get a job soon and then not need me at all, And
I still need you.
That's going to be its own mourning and grief for me. Then there's Fiona, who's like so high maintenance. I was thinking about this on my walk today. This is terrifying. The day will come. Maybe she'll be 12. Maybe she'll be 16.
What?
Where she's going to get hard feelings for a boy. And depending on this boy, I just think Fiona's going to have to brace herself for some crazy heartache.
Yeah.
She can barely handle it with her platonic friends. I'm like, all hands on deck if she decides to catch feelings for somebody. And it's like, oh, fuck, I got to be ready for that, So there's fatherhood. I want to be a better partner, I guess. We want to get married next year. Some days I'm more excited about that than others. Some days I'm like...
Why?
Some days I'm like, there's no upside for a male. There's no upside. There's no upside. There isn't. There's not one upside.
What's my upside?
You get money if I die.
Well, you get money if I die. It's the same thing.
Dude, if you die, there's no upside. It's over. I'm dead the next day.
But we're talking about getting married here.
Anyways, you see, like, my brain, I can't trust my brain sometimes. So, there's sometimes where I get really excited, and I'm, like, super excited, and then you're like, I don't want to get married in Hawaii. And I'm like, well, fuck it, I don't want to get married then. Like, that's where my brain goes. I'm sorry, like, I hate that I'm this way. It's not that I want it my way, but I get really excited, and then it's just met with, like, meh, and then I'm like, well, then why even?
Oh, my gosh.
Because I don't get excited about anything. And then when I do, I should, like, it should just play itself out. Let's let the excitement.
Yeah.
Let's ride it like lightning and see where it takes us.
But I mean, like, if whatever my reaction is, you should still be excited either way.
But we're a team.
Right. But you got your own feelings, and I got my own feelings. And you could have just told me, like, on a bad day or something.
Happiness is only real when shared.
Or, I mean, you're telling me, like, we're still in a pandemic here.
Nah.
And all the stuff that's going on in Hawaii right now. It's like...
Yeah.
It's just, the whole thing is... the world right now is just like unstable. It's hard to tell like if it's going to be okay when we decide to go to Hawaii.
And nothing's guaranteed, which is part of the reason why I'm like, it's more important to me, you know,
Right.
to get our shit in while we can, while we're young, while we're pretty, while we care. For real.
Yeah, I agree.
So there are days where I'm like, I want to do that, and it gives me a reason to live.
Oh my gosh.
It gives me a reason to look forward to shit for next year.
Right.
You know?
We were going to do it. I wanted to do it in 2020 because there's a nice rounded off number there, but that didn't happen.
Yeah. It didn't happen in 2021 either.
No.
So I'm tired of waiting. You know, next May, we'll be together for 9 years. You know, I don't want to wait.
Right. I agree.
Yeah.
I mean, you say there's no upside to it.
There are days where, like, I'm just... remember the other day I was talking about, like, bipolar or whatever, and I was like, what is it called? But it's, like, ramping up and spiraling out. And I'm like...
Have you ever heard of dead dopamine?
What is that?
It's, like, where you have no dopamine. And when you do...
No, I have dopamine.
When you do things... But, like...
And you don't feel anything?
No, when you do things for the dopamine, and then I don't know if it's serotonin. Or
everybody does everything for dopamine.
You know, yeah. And so there's times where people are like, don't have it. I guess it just goes away.
I have been dopamine depleted, and I can feel it. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a dopamine deficiency.
When that happens, I know what it's happened so many times. I know what all the triggers are.
Yeah.
And I also know when I'm in it, thank God. And I also know, oh, fuck, I have to be away from screens for a few days. I have to eat well for a few days, hydrate, and, like, stay away from things that, like, are just instant gratification. And then, like, in 3 or 4 days, my brain kind of, not resets, it's like a soft sort of reset, and it's like, oh, yeah, I remembered that. Remember color, you know, shit like that. And it's like, oh, yeah, I could be alive for a little bit longer. Yeah. Yeah. Why do you ask?
No, I'm just asking. We're talking about it.
Well, what I was saying about the bipolar thing is, like, they say high highs, low lows, life's peaks and valleys. They say that shit. But for me, it's like the roller coaster comes off the tracks for me. And it's like this fight. All the voices come out to play in my head. And it's like, oh, where am I in the noise? I can't find myself. And it gets hard. And then, like, everything else wins. And it's like, fuck. And the real Knives is, like, stuck in a cage somewhere. And it's like, how did I get here? You know, and it's hard. And then it affects, like, the external world, not just the internal world. So it's hard. So try to take care of that next year. I would like to make stuff. Like, honestly, I just want to, like find actors.
Frankie's outside. I can hear her.
Yeah, I heard her. I just want to find actors, write stuff for them, make it, and move on. That's it. I don't care about it being profitable anymore, because the truth is, the final product is the most profitable thing. Like, you keep it forever. And now that there's NFT crypto world, I have ownership of that, and I can profitize off of that in perpetuity forever. That's pretty cool. There's a lot of good things to look forward to. I have to juggle these 2 full-time jobs, really just honor them, be there for them, and be there for myself. And be there for my family. If I can do all those things,
most importantly,
I'm good.
Yeah.
My family wants less and less of me, so it is a little easier.
I think
Fiona was like, I don't want to watch wrestling yesterday.
Why didn't she want to?
And I said,
is she mad? Is she still mad about the whole thing?
I don't know. I was like, okay.
She need a break, maybe?
I don't know. Aiden, I hardly see him.
Aiden just comes and goes.
Yeah. Which is cool. It makes me feel like when he graduates, he can be okay on his own.
He's super independent.
Yeah.
You know, doesn't ask me for much. But then when he does ask me for something, it's like right when I'm doing something.
Yeah. Parents can relate. You seem to be okay. Like, I'm like, how are we?
Oh.
And you're like, yeah, fine, whatever. And I'm like, okay.
Well, I do play things down sometimes. but also I am self-aware about my own shit. I play down my anxiety a lot. But also like I'm fully aware of what you go through.
Sorry.
And so like when you act a certain way or do certain things, I'm like, okay, I know that's not you. And I know that he doesn't mean that or whatever. And then, you know, you come back around eventually. But, like I know those things. So there's maybe like things that you say or something that's not you. And I just kind of like, I just dismiss it. Which is, well, I mean, I just get used to it, you know? But yeah, I mean, I know when you're not being yourself. I mean, you're having an episode or something. So there's that.
Yeah. It's going to be okay.
I think as long as we both just like continue to work on ourselves, I mean,
at least we are.
We are, you know, things aren't like, I mean, things aren't bad. I just think we just got to keep trying here.
I want to wrap this up, but I do want to say, just because it's relevant right now, and maybe I'll cut this out. There's someone that we know mutually who's going through not just a lifestyle change, but like a life change.
Uh-huh.
And I didn't think that would affect me.
Okay.
I didn't think it would.
Why would it?
Yeah, why would it? But it
why
did.
Would
Yeah, why would it? But it did. And I think it's affected my subconscious, the parts that I can't control in my brain.
Like it incepted you?
Yeah. In a not positive, productive way.
Mm-hmm.
And for those listeners, if I decide to leave this in,
you should probably cut this out.
For those listeners, like, it's one of those, the cure might be mind your business. But like our daughter, I feel everything around me all the time. Everything intensely.
Oh, yeah.
At the highest, everything. And I think the thing that affected me was, and it's like your friend who passed away. You just never see these things coming. We take things for granted. And crazy shit happens.
Mm-hmm.
And we're left to feel that and to carry that weight. And it's sticky. For some more than others. And it's hard to let that go sometimes.
Yeah.
It takes time. For me, like, I have to, the only way I've ever reconciled anything, thanks Mom, is by being busy.
Okay.
When I'm busy, it kind of passes me by. People come on the bus, they get off the bus. I didn't notice because I'm doing my own thing, you know, as opposed to when I'm not distracted, I'm paying attention to everybody on the bus and I'm not paying attention to myself.
Right.
And so that's it.
You should probably cut all this out.
There's nothing to resolve, but you know, 2021, there's highs and lows, good things. You know, I was kind of bummed out when we celebrated Fiona's birthday at an amusement park and we got rained out.
Oh yeah.
And then we had a summer vacation at an amusement park and we got rained out.
You have not let that go.
Really bummed me out. Shit like that. That kind of sums up this year.
Oh yeah, we did. Did we go to the that was this year?
Mm-hmm.
Did go to the beach this year. I'm just telling you, like, these things happen and they pass me by. Like you, they pass me by, but I just like forget about it. Don't think about it anymore.
Do you try to do that, or does that is that
like,
automatic?
That's
for you?
automatic. Like, it's just automatic. Like, I'm just, you know, just going. There are things that like I keep, you know, like I like to think about, like New York. I do like to think about it once in a while. But I feel like now it's so far away. I feel like it was just so far away. I think I would have enjoyed it more if I had less anxiety when I went, but I was just worried all the time for no reason, and I think I would have loved to like walk around a little bit more.
Remember the other day, and here's how I'll end it. Remember the other day how Fiona asked us, and I think you were there when she asked. She said, "Do you guys have a happy place?" Remember when she asked that?
She did mention a happy place.
Like mentally.
What did she say? Her happy. Did she
I don't recall. I wasn't paying attention because it's like shut the
neither
fuck
was
up.
this.
But here's a happy place, and it happened in 2021, and it's worth preserving. In New York at the hotel, those burgers.
Oh my god, those are so good.
That's a happy place. That's worth holding on to.
Yeah.
Remembering that was a highlight for me.
We did spend a lot of time in the hotel, which it was nice to just be us.
Not a lot of time.
I felt like for me it was like a long time because it was okay. Like it was maybe like
not a lot of time
in the
really.
Evenings. I don't know. I felt
as someone who I spend a lot of time at a hotel when I'm out there working. Okay. I don't like. Oh, I'm in DC. Let me go check out a stand-up comedy club. And I'm not that guy that's like, Let me go walk around.
Well,
I don't really do that.
I felt like we probably could have done one more thing as opposed to going. I don't know. Like maybe out to dinner, right? But we didn't. And
because we but we were right at that corner of the pizza stop.
Oh my god! And
we didn't need to go anywhere.
But those burgers were so good. They had no business being that good.
No business. Also, not only were they super overpriced, the room service.
How much were they?
Dude, for both of us, it was like $50 every time.
I know.
Sorry. From 2 Donna Street Rats, that's a lot.
It is
for
a lot.
Fucking meal.
For two burgers with fries and a drink. And then the Red Bulls were like $3.50 each or something.
They're like $6 each.
No.
Those cunts. But that was fun. More of those things, please.
Yes.
Thank you so much for listening. If you haven't already, visit indiedarlings.net. Check out our shit. Cool stuff there. New designs coming as well. New stickers, new art, new movie stuff, designs. We got Mad Men stickers there. Really cool shit. Also, check out rebelist.net.
Yes.
Cool stuff. Feminist apparel. Real like men are shit. Men are trash.
None of
men
that.
suck.
I try not to bash men.
But those are bestsellers. So check that out. Subscribe to the podcast. I rebranded the podcast. I changed the RSS feed.
I don't know what that means.
If you're listening to this on Spotify, it's not Knives Monroe versus the podcast. It's Indie Darlings. That's pretty cool. I'm excited about that. And I changed the album art too. So cool stuff. Cool stuff's happening. Support the cause. Follow us at Indie Darlings, at Knives Monroe, at Gladicia. I'm not going to try to spell that. Thank you guys. We'll see you next time.